the stage, your next comic, the very funny Hiawatha Queen, everybody. Hiawatha Queen.
Fuck my name all up. That's cool. How's everyone? My name is Hiawatha. Let me get this out of the way right now. I date a lot of white girls. Just making a surprise, right? Not because I choose them, they tend to choose me. You know, I don't discriminate. If you notice, I'm not exactly the most intimidating black man on the planet. You know, I'm more safe, you know. Matter of fact, I tell people I perform on stage, they look at me and automatically assume I'm an R&B singer. And I don't sing. But I'm more safe, you know. White girls look at me like, alright, well, he's black enough to piss off my dad, but at the same time, he won't hit me. And honestly, I don't mind, I'll take it. I don't mind getting laid because someone's parents didn't pay their American Express bill. I'll take it how I can get it. White girls are tricky anyway. I mean, first of all, you have to understand, you have to see if they're even into black guys. So I ask them little questions to get to know them, like, so, your iPod, Jay-Z or Dave Matthews, what are you listening to? Friday night at home, are you watching Friends or Tyler Perry shows? What are you doing? Being black, I do experience a lot of funny experiences. A lot of people call it racism. I call it privileges. For example, I never have to sit on my seat on the train, which is always the best, you know. No one ever wants to sit next to me, I'm the last person they pick, unless you're that one old black guy who sees me and thinks he has some kind of connection, has to talk to me and share his experiences. Like, all right, young blood, you know, keep your head up, you know. Don't trust the white man, you know. In which case I look at him like, all right, Malcolm, first of all, it's 2011, and you and I both know that they're the ones doing all the hiring, so we can't let that go right there. Another experience, another privilege I get. I work in a wealthy area, Summit, New Jersey, and I don't look at them at all. So at night when I walk around, by white people, I'm the safest person on the street, which is, you know, I don't mind, it makes me feel tough, you know, I walk around like, they're all crossing the street, holding their kids closer, and I feel tough, like, you know, I'm like, yeah, you know, pitbull, watch it. And all of a sudden I see another black person walking down the street, and then I'm like, oh Jesus Christ, who is this fucking street dog? Where are the cops when you need them? What are my taxes paying for? I'm a little racist, I'm sorry. Some things a black man I cannot do, not a smart idea. Can't run in public. Because in the last time I was running to catch the train the other day, I noticed everyone looking at me like I stole something. And they got their phones out, looking down, 911, looking at me like, whoa, yeah, picture themselves in the news like, yes, well, he was running and he's black, so let's put two and two together. This makes sense. He's doing something wrong. Yeah. This is actually a true story. I was working at my job in Summit. I just started working there, I get off the train, and I'm walking and the cop stops and he pulls over, he's like, you know, get over here. And I'm like, I don't know, officer, is there a problem? He's like, what's your name? Hiawatha, can I see some ID? You know, he goes, you know, I stopped you because you fit the description of a delinquent we're looking for. Now this made me in awe because I think description, sweatpants, blue hoodie, white baseball cap. This is funny because I'm a waiter. So I look at him and I'm like, so officer, you're telling me there's someone walking around Summit, New Jersey at 10 o'clock in the morning committing crimes dressed as a fucking waiter. Who's selling crack to the kids wearing an apron? Who's doing this? If someone walking around the business like, alright motherfuckers, I want all your orders right the fuck now or somebody gonna die. Applebee's? So I look at him, I'm really like, alright officer, you know what, I'm sorry, I didn't know this was a growing problem in our area. I'm scared, I don't feel safe. You know, like, I hope you, but I'll tell you one thing though, I saw a bunch of Starbucks employees down the street shooting dice in the corner, you might want to. And I don't mean to profile, but we know how they get, we know how they are. He hated me. People, a lot of stereotypes about black people are not true. For example, we all don't like sitting home all day and smoking weed. I personally like sitting at home all day and smoking weed. That's just my thing, nothing with being black, you know. The reason is because I used to be a raging alcoholic, and I know the difference, one's way worse than the other. You know, weed has never had me up at 2 o'clock in the morning getting in fights with inanimate objects. It's never happened. I almost got in a fist fight with a bush. And lost. When I passed by the same book a week later, high as a kite, I must have talked to that bush for like half an hour. Talking about relationships, politics, what it's like being a bush in a room full of trees and you know, I related to the book. I get D music, this is cool. I'm a hip-hop fan, it's all good. Ladies, one thing, if you're out and someone offers you a drink and you're not interested, say no. Not that hard. For me, that's a $7, I'm a waiter, that's a $7 tip. Do you know what I have to go through to get that $7 tip? I I had to do 45 minutes of hell for your little margarita. Like, I had to do 45 minutes of some woman telling me how she happens to be allergic to everything we have on the fucking menu, and how gluten is not our friend. Meanwhile, her son, little junior son of a bitch, is sitting there running me back and forth to the soda machine because he found out we have free refills on Shirley Temples. And the whole time, the white grandmother's sitting there looking at me with this look like, where's my hot water for my tea? You know, I remember a time when I didn't have to pay you to do this? That's my time, thank you very much.